Three, two, oh, and we are live. Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, April 22nd. And today's a special day, not only because it's Friday, it's into the weekend, coming into the weekend, for a lot of us, it's starting to warm up for us in the Midwest. So hard to complain about that. Was pretty tired yesterday because playing around outside so much, trying to take advantage of it. Got to play tennis with my girlfriend. Got to go run the trails outside by a canal that's in our town and trying to get a lot of exercise going, a lot of movement. Take advantage when the sun is out. And yeah, to say the least, it felt beyond healing, but my body's a little bit sore, so we're probably gonna slow down a little bit more today. Today's show is gonna be pretty quick and easy, and it's I should have subtitled this, but just being conscious of what it is that you put in your mouth. What is it that you're putting in your mouth? And playing the game of surprises of how do you feel afterwards. So this not only includes food, but also water consumption, and additionally alcohol, any drinks, sodas, pops. What are the things that you are consuming, and are they helping you or are they hurting you? And additionally, is it okay to have balance? Can you still be in great shape and still be in balance? Well, at the end of the day, that kind of determines on your body's ability to break things down, to absorb things. We're not going to all look the same, nor would we want that anyway. But when we kind of go through the meals and understanding cheat meals and gaining weight and the reality of that, and just trying to find peace with something in between. So I thought it'd be helpful. Maybe not. I'm going to run through literally what I ate yesterday, and then maybe it can spark an idea for you guys to make a similar type meal, to play around with it. And I would ask, are you eating food for energy, or are you eating food for taste? Like, what is the purpose behind why you're eating when you're eating? Unfortunately, a lot of people turn to food when super stressed out. And this coping mechanism, we've seen this with food, we've seen it with smoking cigarettes. Those are kind of the common things, but there's usually a reason. And trying to just be able to sit down and answer that, if there is a reason, or maybe there is no reason and your environment's just bad. Like your willpower is total trash like mine, and you just can't have these types of foods in the house. And the game of surprises. If you eat like shit, you will look like shit and feel like shit. Plain and simple. And if you're okay with that, okay. But just don't go through life expecting some type of light, good feeling, or don't be surprised if special events and that are ruined because you don't feel good, or you can't keep up, or a lot of those other things that bring the most out. So again, going back over, we're going to go through what I ate yesterday, and it's kind of a smaller meal system. I'm trying to eat a few, and I'm adding on to that a few extra meals. And a few episodes back, we had talked about a goal that I had was to gain some muscle and to gain some weight. So meal number 1. Have it all down here in my notebook. Let's just go for it. Meal number 1. This was oatmeal peanut butter, honey, blueberries. That was meal number one. I prefer to eat oatmeal earlier in the morning just because they have not oatmeal has nice digestive properties that are more of a longer lasting throughout the day, slowly breaking down. But also the carbs in the oats and stuff aren't heavy enough to slow me down and make me tired. So when eating breakfast sandwiches, breaded sandwiches, bigger bagels, or anything along those breaded lines, anything along those lines, we have the lower the carbohydrates not making you feel as heavy, as bloated, as tired, and that's kind of why I try if I'm not even doing oatmeal, then I try not to do anything heavy at all. Next meal, so that's meal number one, and I have that around actually right after this show, so around 6 a.m. Next, meal number two, I eat around 10 or 11, depending on how many coaching sessions I have. And this would also additionally be right after my workout. So do the morning show. I do a few things to work on the business planning and stuff for the next episode and kind of getting figured out topics and ideas and such like that. And then I'm getting out after the workout, 2 eggs. I put like the whole kitchen sink in this one, but black beans, kidney beans, corn, mushrooms, fungi, peppers, well, bell peppers, red is my favorite, onions, and then with a side, banana. I don't put the banana in with any of that, but meal number two. Put 2 there so it's not so confusing. Okay. Meal number two, 2 eggs. I used to, when I was trying to get like big, bulky, and strong, used to eat like 6 to 8 eggs a day. I think if you're going to eat anything in bulk, eggs would probably be fine if you're trying to get those mad gains. However, I think that's it's healthier cholesterol from the egg yolk, but I think that's a bit much. I think excessive with anything isn't healthy per se. So I've cut that down to if I'm really, really hungry, I'll up that to say 3 eggs or so, but usually just stick with 2. And also, we have here locally down the road, these people, they sell their own farm eggs. So I try to get those. If you have options like that available and you can avoid buying eggs from something like Walmart, probably good for the health. I don't know for sure. Maybe it's all the same. Could be. But either way, trying to support something local, depending on, I get it, budgets, and you're not trying to spend $30 on eggs. However, we get them, they're like $3 a dozen out here. So, and if you only eat 2 at a time, that's still a pretty cheap meal. The vegetable overload. So black beans, kidney beans, beans are just great in general because they make you feel full longer. So if you eat something like McDonald's and it tastes absolutely delicious and bomb, right when you eat it, or say take out Chinese food and then a couple hours later you feel hungry, it's like the carb isn't nearly as full, and like a lot of the other properties, even just having fiber is so good for pushing stuff through your body to help with digestion and just kind of helping absorb all the other stuff that you're eating as well as we're going through this. So your black beans, kidney beans, corn, another good one. It's got some carbohydrates in it, some fiber, kind of helps regulate it through digestion, vitamins, minerals. Mushrooms, big fan of fungi. I wish I liked more different types of mushrooms because I'm a big believer that mushrooms have a lot of really healthy properties. However, don't know too much about that yet. But every time I eat them, I feel healthier and I get sick less often. So hard to complain about that. Bell peppers, taste, vitamins, minerals, onions, great cleanser in general. And then a side of a banana. So it's kind of, oh, I completely forgot. Spinach. Yeah, so definitely having some spinach in there. So that's meal number 2. So after meal number 2, in a couple hours, I do a second workout. And yes, try to do 2 workouts before 2 p.m. I've started to do more smaller workouts just because I'm trying to simulate better. And I know we're talking about diet, we're not talking about working out, but trying to if you have something big upcoming, like my brother and I, we're going to Canada, like I've mentioned on the show, and we'll be just hiking very, very long periods, doing rock climbing and stuff, but we'll be having big breaks in between the day. So we'll go hike for a really long time, and then we'll rock climb, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll have to go back to camp, or we'll have to go, and then if we go do something else. So I'm trying to get my body to get used to this, like movement, and then we have a break, and then movement again. So that's why I'm doing two smaller workouts. I was doing one really hard one. Now I'm doing 2 kind of smaller workouts, and then I'll gradually over the next month continue to increase the intensity on those workouts. And then hopefully my body will be able to better stabilize and handle that kind of load. But the food and the diet's very important of what you're eating along the way. However, we'll get to dinner, and then we'll talk a little bit more about balance. But after that meal, the next meal is meal 3. Almonds, blueberries, and a protein shake. Next meal number 3, almonds, blueberries, and a protein shake, a vegan protein shake. The reason why I do the vegan ones is just I'm not a very big fan of milk or condensed milk or really any lactate products in general. I don't really have enough knowledge to back up and say like, oh, it's terrible. I just know when I drink that stuff, my guts kind of get riled up. I don't feel very great. So I avoid it. Simple as that. I'm not going to look too much in the schematics of why it is, because the vegan proteins they're a little more expensive and they taste like shit. I've yet to find one that I really like. So if anyone has a vegan protein that they want to sponsor the show and throw me a bone, please let me know, because I'm still looking for one. I haven't found one that I really liked. But yes, getting those almonds in, just a really nice source of fat. Hard to beat that. Very, very healthy for the heart. Almonds, eating them as a nice snack. Replacing. Usually a lot of the bad consumption we get comes from snacks and other side things. So just replacing them with almonds can be a good alternative. Additionally, blueberries. I like to just snack on blueberries throughout the day, or any type of fruit. Like that blueberries isn't hard set in stone. Today I'll probably eat a couple strawberries, or if I didn't eat a banana with that second meal, then maybe I'd fill that in, something along those lines. But really, I'm trying to get some type of healthy fat base, whether it's an almond or an avocado or something, or moving on to, say, like blueberries or some type of like fruit with antioxidant in it. And then lastly, the protein shake is just some almond milk for calcium, bone density, those types of things, properties. And then I have a few different vitamins that I put in there. Like I put in like a vitamin C pack, and then I put in it's kind of like a zinc, and it's just these little mix packets that I get from some company. And then I put in the vegan protein. It's just like a 20-gram protein shot. It's vegan, non-dairy and stuff. But again, it's pretty grainy and doesn't really taste that great. But most of our meals, they should be fuel for us. We're so used to all this amazing tasting food. So I just justify it with not giving myself such a hard time for eating something crappy for dinner. So this pulls us into our last meal of the day. Well, yesterday was a special occasion. Dinners are usually a little more freelance for me. However, yesterday, my girlfriend and I, we got our hot tub working. We played tennis together. I was sore. We had to go to Menards, run and get some stuff for the houses. And we got Kelly's. It's a restaurant. So I had chicken strips. I had meal number 4. I had chicken strips and a veggie quesadilla. Oh no, they were like these veggie taco things. It was bomb. It was absolutely, yeah. And the point I bring that up, and also I'm telling the truth, it's like you can be a very, very healthy person, and you can eat a lot, eat really good foods, and you can move a lot. And those are the things we should really be doing more than not, 90% of the time. Be really focused on what are we putting in our mouth? Is it blueberries, almonds, mushrooms, vegetables, those types of things throughout the day? And do you have the energy that you want throughout your day? When I eat these types of things, my motor's running at pretty high speed, doing the show, doing my writing, getting more topics down, planning, doing coaching, running miles, coming back, setting up more appointments, lifting weights, going out, and still having the energy to do all that, and still go play tennis with my loved ones and feel the sun, be moving, be very, very active. If that's the type you want to live and you don't want to just trash your body, you really need to be looking in the types of foods you're taking in, and maybe steal one of these meals. And then also you can be at peace if once or twice a week, we like to eat out. We like to eat something that tastes delicious. So we came back after a long, hard day. I had some chicken strips, veggie tacos, quesadillas, and stuff, and kind of relaxed and enjoyed the evening. So today's episode, little quick and short. Did I have something else? I thought there was something else we needed to go over today, man. Some key points I just had down in my notes that I suppose I can leave you with, just a few tips and tricks. And then this one I liked a lot: replacing dessert with fruit. So this is a little trick that I've used in the past. You can buy these bottles of juices, or you can pre-make your own juices if you're actually willing to do that. Most people aren't. But having these juices and then taking just a small shot of juice. Remember, you shouldn't be chugging a bunch of fruit juice. The sugar is a little bit of an overload. But just small shots. And usually do them either after meals or when you need a little pick-me-up, or when I have a dessert craving at all, having some type of fruit as a replacement, whether we can be eating blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, something with a berry behind it, very, very healthy, instead of, replacing it with dessert. So replacing fruit with dessert, I've always found that to be very helpful, because once I eat that and I have that taste of sugar in my mouth and at least just some type of coating of satisfaction, it's just a lot easier to say no to the chocolate ice cream. It's a lot easier to say no to the cookies. And those two things, they get me. They can get me. So I'm trying to find alternatives, and then that leaves us to the next point: keeping the right food in the house. Willpower is total trash, and if you have food in the house, you might eat it. Probably will eat it. Now you spend money on it, right? You got to eat it. And if the excuse is, I have people in my house who need to eat this food, then just understand that you are going to eat that food, and don't beat yourself up too hard, because that's the choice you're making. Because we can't just all the time be so hard on ourselves when we have these types of foods in the house. We're eating them and relying on willpower, because that shit folds every time. And that's why we have opportunities to work with coaches. We have opportunities to work with other organizations, nutritionists, all these great things today. And then to really nail down and cut out the things that we don't want in our life is kind of our big point here on Friday. It's Earth Day, so let's try and move around the earth. Go outside, try and move if you can, if it rains today, but appreciating it, maybe eating more of the things that come from it and graze on it, and a lot less of the processed bullshit that's driving us insane in a lot of ways. Because when you feel like crap, all you can focus is on like this negative emotion causing negative reactions and actions. And then we wonder why we're all fucked up. So maybe this was just a good reminder to, what are you putting in your body? You need to have a good understanding of what is going into your body, and then not being blown away by mood swings, negative thoughts, lack of confidence, and all these things if you're not eating the good. Like, someone was eating McDonald's in front of me, and they're like, man, I feel like everyone's just like against me, I'm always feeling like crap, and I just don't know why. You don't know why? Really? Maybe not. But what these shows, we can kind of hopefully present for you guys. So go ahead. Maybe you just need to take the time to write out what it is. What did you eat today? What are you putting in your mouth? Is there slight improvements you can make? Or do you need to just not be so hard on yourself about having those chicken strips and a couple veggie tacos in the evening once in a while. There's a balance. There's great foods, there's great recipes, and there's always fun things to try. And remember, the nicest thing I think you can ever do for somebody is cook them a hot meal. So maybe you can try one of meal number 2 is my absolute favorite with the eggs and the beans and all the veggies and that kind of stuff. I love making that. Maybe you can try that. Feeding that to your kids for breakfast, feeding that to your partner for breakfast, and just at least try it and see if it helps and how you feel. So thank you, everyone. We're wrapping up this fine Earth Day. We're eating stuff from Mother Earth, trying to help take care of her a little bit better on each time because, let's be real, the fact that we even get to reside here and do what we do and all that kind of shit, pretty mind-blowing. So mad respect. Don't let her try and pick a few pieces of trash up if you see them, and be eating and grazing off the things that actually come off the earth. Well, we're at the half hour. It's time for me to bon voyage into the workday and start. We got a few extra projects today. It's going to be a banger, but we're trying to get it all done so we don't have to do shit tonight. And I can kind of kick my feet up and relax with some of my friends. So, as always, about balance. If you need help and support, you need someone to talk to about the foods that you're just putting into your mouth, and you want to, I'm the energy guy. So if you want to twist and take on how this food's going to affect your energy, you can talk to me. If you need more of a micro like level of the actual nutrients, it'd probably be best to go to a nutritionist, or even thinking of, we didn't even talk about meal prepping and how powerful that is when you actually do that on time, and how, because we're trying to make eating easy. Eating should be delicious and easy and cheap, and there's no reason why it can't be healthy. The only question is what will you do about it? And are you still laying in bed? Did you want to get up early this morning? Maybe you want to look at a few extra things that you're going to eat that are healthy today. Either or, up to you. We're on it. We're rolling. If you want to ride, I'm ready to ride, baby. And we will be off for the weekend. Woo! I'm pumped. Sleep in a little bit. And but we will be back here 5 a.m. Monday morning sharp. And we're going to go over a different coaching exercise that I created for my clients, self-employed individuals, to help them take them to the next level. Again, thank you all so much. Make sure you're watching what you're eating. Eat clean, stay clean. Thanks, Mother Earth. Happy Earth Day. Time to go enjoy the day. Off we go. Thanks again. Cheers, guys. Get up, get after it. Until next time.